Everybody, well, welcome to Wednesday evening's new course spotlight on the Great Discovery Global Product Marketplace. Tonight, we've got a fantastic session for you. This is Dr. Janet Mouse. She's an absolute expert when it comes to nutrition and holistic health. You guys got to learn from this. If you're tuning in here to find out, you're going to hear more about her new course that she's got coming up on discovering mitochondria. I always wondered what that meant, but we're going to learn about it now. Welcome, Dr. Janet Mouse. Doctor, take it away.
Thank you very much. Mitochondria, as I said, is the powerhouse. Every cell in your body has mitochondria, and it guides so many things. It is the ATP, or the energy in your body, and as we age, past 20, when we have a lot of mitochondria that are really powerful and a lot of energy, it starts to fade, and it can fade over the years, and you can have less and less and smaller mitochondria within cells. And what you want to do is to find the right nutrients so that you keep that mitochondria larger, and so you have more energy, and you also want to keep disease away. And there are just, it affects your immune system. It affects how cells die. It's an amazing thing, and people don't know that they have mitochondria within their cells, and it's subject to free radicals, and just eliminating them, or reducing the amount of energy that you have. And all of us know, as we get older, we might have headaches, we might have other diseases that are more chronic, and it really has to do with the mitochondria. So I would really want more questions. I really respond better to questions, and people asking about it. So
Well, that's great,
I
Doctor.
have a trailer also that we could use. I don't know whether you could pull that up.
Yeah, I can probably pull that up. In the meantime, why don't you tell us a little bit about your course? So your course is called Mitochondria Dysfunction by Dr. Janet
What
Mouse.
it does, it goes through each part of what the mitochondria does, and it educates you on. I think I even have frequently asked questions there. Like, why do I run out of energy, or why do I, what is really happening to me inside, and so, like I said, I respond better to questions than I do.
Yeah, what are some of the actual so if you're feeling fatigued, right? You're just tired, and mitochondrial dysfunction might be a contributing factor. What are some things that a person can do at home just to help kind of restore your mitochondrial levels and bring that back into balance? Or is
Lots
it
of times
simply
when
always medical intervention that's required?
lots of times when you're tired, you're actually dehydrated. So water really helps, and the right kind of water, filtered water, is really good. And in the West, we don't have it so much around here on the East Coast, but there's actually pH water, and the higher that you get in the pH means that your body isn't fighting so much to keep the equilibrium of the pH in your body. So you could get 9.5 pH water, and that's really, really good. And some people drink hydrogen water. That's another thing. And so I would say water. Then the nutrients, that the food, food is medicine. And so, and there was actually a book in 1950 written that said food is medicine. Well, the supplement that I take that boosts the mitochondria in my body actually has 44 natural ingredients in it. And it takes 2 months to mix these ingredients. And the scientist that does this has found this, and put this all together. He's a wonderful scientist. Also says that his savior gave him the formula. And so these 44 nutrients are really food, and they they and he has what's called an exponential delivery system that he patented. So when you take in this natural substance, and the body knows how to grab it, and knows what to do. So then it goes to every part of your body, of course, and it allows you to have this energy, and it also repairs. I've got some miracle stories, even one myself, of how having more mitochondria actually healed me. Do you want to hear that story? You want to hear that?
Sure, I'd love to.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I call it the miracle tooth. I When my husband was in the hospital and I was alone and overwhelmed, um, I had this tooth that was a wisdom tooth, and I might have gotten some food caught in it, and so I had it cleaning. I only get my teeth cleaned because they're in good shape, and so I went to the dentist and hygienist, and well, she got alarmed and she took X-rays, and so she and then they started pounding me to have this tooth out. Well, I don't like invasive surgery, so I'm not going to an oral surgeon. I said, look, it doesn't bother me, doesn't hurt. And they said, well, it's not hitting against anything, so it really should come out. So we went on for like 3 or 4 years like this, um, and a year ago, last September, I was at a friend's house, and because I take this substance and swish it around in my mouth, which is a natural food, 44 different ingredients, it came loose, and the tooth came out whole, and there was no bleeding or anything, and it was totally healed, and I had this whole tooth, and I'm going, oh my goodness. So a few days later, after I got home, I was in South Carolina. I went to the dentist and had my teeth cleaned, and the dentist checked it. And I said, do you want to hear a miracle story? And he said, yeah. And I told him, he said, let me see your mouth again. He said, oh my gosh, it's totally healed. Nothing, nothing was there. And so if you give your body the right nutrients, I'm saying that, it affects every organ in your body, including your teeth and gums and everything else. And so that's why I want people to know more about mitochondria, how it regulates your body, how you know, it regulates even the calcium in your body, for which you need that regulated. It um Anyway, that's my miracle story, one of them.
I got it. Well, we have a question up there. Before we do that, I want to play a quick trailer to Dr. Mouse's her new set course that's up on the Great Discovery. Let's do a quick share and take a look. It's just a short trailer.
Unleash the incredible power within you. Mitochondria, the true powerhouses of life. Journey into the microscopic realm where these mighty organelles energize every beat of your heart. In mitochondria, the powerhouses of life and health, discover how they shape vitality and well-being. Witness the battle against disease and the promise of extended youth through mitochondrial medicine. Join the cutting-edge exploration of science innovation and the future of health. Ignite your curiosity and take charge of your health. Enroll today.
Well, that's great. So that sounds like an interesting course.
Wow. Yeah.
We've
Yeah,
got
and it says mitochondria medicine, and that's why I really want to make it clear that food is medicine. That you can't go to the drugstore and get mitochondria. You can't.
Right.
It
Gotcha.
doesn't exist. So
Gotcha. Okay. Very good. So Dr. Herbert Harris, you have a question.
Yeah, as the trailer really summed it up, and my question was, how does mitochondria help impact longevity? And then I know that the cells reproduce themselves every so often, some cells every day, some cells every month, some cells every year. How does the mitochondria impact longevity, and how does it impact how the cells reproduce? Because often disease comes from cells, like cells reproducing in probably an unbalanced way.
mm-hmm. Well, one of the things is that the mitochondria actually controls which cells die and which and when you have less mitochondria in your body, you often, and you and I both learned this, you're making bad new cells out of bad cells. So they're not as good as like you were before you were 20 years old, that you need the right supplement really to make the mitochondria actually larger in each cell so that it's making good cells all the time. And how that affects longevity, I mean, I'm an old person and I've got a lot of energy, and I'm not diseased. And so I mean, I think it's because of the way I I've been in this natural health for like 30 years, so I've tried a lot of things, and things have progressed and gotten better and better and better. New things have come around, and I filtered all of them. But you know, I really in life. I mean, I used to burn out when I was in my 40s. I would burn out all the time, and because I was doing too much, and now I don't burn out ever. I sleep well. I don't have any I don't have any feelings of get aging at all.
Mhm. Beautiful.
I have conditions, but I don't have feelings.
Mhm. Yeah.
If you can understand that.
Well, I
In other
know.
words, I mean, I may not walk as fast. I don't climb up ladders. I don't get on roofs. I don't, there's things I don't do. And so if that's a sign of aging, yes, that's, but the mitochondria keeps the energy going, keeps me going. And
Yes, yeah, yeah. Well, I've been using it for years, and I choose to walk fast. I choose to every time I get that feeling of dragging and thank God I don't move like how I feel inside sometimes. Let's put it like that. Okay. But I notice if I move a certain kind of way, whatever I feel inside begins to readjust to my movement. So between the mitochondria and the movement, we keep it moving.
well, my daughter said motion is lotion. And if
Yeah,
everybody just realizes that motion
yeah,
is lotion,
yeah. I
we
love
do have
that.
to keep moving, and in lots of ways. I have some exercise things around me here, that I need to get to do. And you take 5 minutes and just do that exercise or do that bending or whatever. And there's a lot of good things on Facebook of the way you can keep your body moving, and they're not hard. You don't have to go to a gym necessarily.
Mhm.
You can it just moving. Just this is a good one. This is motion is lotion. So
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Thank you.
Okay, any other questions for Dr. Mouse? Okay, well, Doc, I appreciate you coming on. You can get Dr. Mouse's course, Mitochondrial Dysfunction. It's available on The Great Discovery. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. A link to Dr. course.
Dr. Harris, are you taking more Mito?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yeah.
I have an entire regimen of mitochondria, protandum, water. Um,
Do you
uh,
know do you know of Dr. McCord's the PBS? Do you know about that?
oh yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. McCoy, we go back a long time. I remember the old days of hanging out with him, and I used to say you couldn't understand it. You didn't know what he was talking about, but you knew it made you feel better.
Well, he really saw I mean identified that oxidative stress
Yeah.
and what it does to each cell. But
Yeah.
it didn't ever get into mitochondria. That's why I find that so fascinating, because that is really the key, is the mitochondria in your body, in each cell.
Yeah.
So we never learned that from him at all.
No. No. Yeah.
Okay, we've got Reverend Akia Heem. You have a question. What can I do for you?
Dr. Janet, I know that I know the answer to this question, but I thought it might be important for other people to know that because you're saying how much energy you got, how you could do all these different things. but I don't think you ever said your age. I don't know if you want to tell it or not, but I do
Oh, I don't
make a
mind.
difference.
Yeah, I turned 82. Yeah,
Wow.
in April.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted her to say that, because if you're 62, it's a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now
And
if you're 82 and you still got all that energy, that means that it must really be doing something worthwhile that's empowering you to move like that. Because I know a lot of 30s and 40 years old, or you think they're older than we are.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Well, and I had a friend, and this is about, well, this is like 9 years ago. She had some kind of a machine that showed age, and she was always really mad at me because my age was, way down. I mean, this is almost 10 years ago, so I would have been 72, but my age was like down in the 20s and 30s, even then. And
yeah,
hers, even though she was, you know, she's a doctor in naturopathy too, but she is into herbs and things like that. And her age didn't show what mine did.
uh-huh,
So, you know,
yeah,
but I think she wasn't consistent. One of the things that Harris knows this is that whatever you're taking, you need to be consistent and keep it up,
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
not here and there.
yeah,
We've been consistent. He mentions Protandim, then he mentions Dr. Ford's newer version, and how he had to actually start selling it from Mexico in order to, not interfere with what he had developed in the States. And there were people that were really jealous of him too. I mean,
yeah,
tremendously jealous of him. And but he still, he won an award in graduate school for what he found. And great history there. And there's others. Dr. Bevan Elliott is a genius, but he says it comes directly from the Lord, what he does. But the fact that he takes the time to mix these ingredients 2 months before we can even get it, he calls it organizing them. They organize them,
yes, yes,
and we can't do that, ourselves. I mean, we can't eat all the amount of nutrients that we really need. Like, I mean, Dr. McCord said, what was it like? I don't know how many blueberries, but I mean, it's just pounds and pounds and pounds. We can't eat that during the day or afford it. But they found a way to get rid of free radicals. And then Dr. Bevan Elliott found a way to increase your mitochondria in each cell. So there's another really great story. My husband suffered from PTSD being a Vietnam vet. And there's a fellow right over here, Mr. Fry, that in my area that I live near Andrews Air Force Base. And so the planes would fly over and he would run in the house and get under the bed. That's how injured he was from Vietnam. And he started on the more Mito that Dr. Harris and I take. And within 2 weeks, it was gone. And he now is in his backyard. The planes go over and he salutes them. And
mhm,
PTSD is totally gone.
Okay, looks like we have one more question from Joyce Christie up there. Joyce?
Yes, thank you. Great information. Is there any correlation in peptides and mitochondria?
Peptides are another thing. And
Okay.
I actually am into peptides too. And one of the peptides that is really, really good is the NAD, as you know, probably. And I actually take an injection of myself. I do it for myself, and I've done NAD, and I've done. I actually had a hip that was bothering me, and because I it was over 10 years ago. I had my right hip hip surgery. I wasn't going to go through that again, and so I have an injection for a peptide for that I took for the hip. I don't have any hip problem at all, not at all, and I think it's NAD and that peptide. So I don't do just one thing.
mhm,
Peptides are. I've got a whole thing on peptides. In fact, that's the third course that I'm going to put up, which is called Brain IQ, and health. And what it is it actually, they found a way to naturally give you everything that's in Ozempic, and you lose weight. So it's a weight loss, but also has NAD in it, NAD with it. And in fact, I've got it right here. And they have I'm not interested in losing that much weight, but I try everything. But this is the I don't know if you can see that. It's a see, there it is. It's just, all it is just like a it's like a tiny caramel bar. And it says on it here, it's got the GLP-1 fast action, and people taking this 3 times a day have lost 30 pounds in a month. So, and it has the NAD with it. Let's see. It has essential vitamins, minerals, and NAD with it. So, yeah, peptides I'm very interested in.
Yeah, my sister just took blood test recently and spoke to someone in Salt Lake, and they're asking for $15,000 in order.
Well, you don't have to do that with Brain IQ Health. Tell her to get in touch with me. Because
Yeah,
I don't pay anything like that for the injectable
yeah, because we were
either.
chuckling about it. We were saying, how can we earn the money on TDG now to pay for this
Right.
$15,000 that they're asking for?
We have a man in that Aki and I know, that is and he's on a lot of different peptides. He has everything wrong with his body, but he's a very strong person. Steve Smith, Aki, you know him. And he does a lot with peptides for himself.
Well, great. Well, I'd love to speak with you more about it before she spends $15,000.
Oh yeah.
Well, if they've got somebody that, where the insurance will pay for it, they're going to charge that much. They're going to try to get it, or else get it from you.
Uh-huh.
There's so many natural ways that you don't have to go that way. You really don't. You don't have
Okay.
to spend that kind of money.
And
Just
your
have the
course,
discipline to take it every day.
your course will teach us that.
People are looking, and there's a lot being exposed. I mean, that Ozempic has terrible side effects,
Okay. All right.
and this has none. And that's, well, all the side effects of medicine. I mean, that's,
Okay. Thank you.
Well, okay, everybody, we're going to wrap up this evening. Thank you so much, Dr. Janet. I appreciate you coming on here today. We'll get this replay up and out, and the link to Dr. Mouse's course is in the chat. Make sure that you grab that before you go. You can also look her up, Dr. Janet Mouse, on the Great Discovery platform. Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much, Doc, for tuning in and joining in and sharing your information. Hope you guys will take advantage of that course. Share it far and wide. You can share everything on this platform. That's a great one to share. Everybody take care. Have a great night. Bye-bye.